On a sunny spring afternoon, nature was vibrant with life and color. A young donkey, with a gray coat and large curious eyes, was walking along the grassy paths of a peaceful country village. With his muzzle often turned towards the sky, he observed with wonder the flight of birds and the dance of leaves carried by the wind. He was a carefree and energetic young animal who found joy in the little wonders of the world. While he was distracted by the natural beauty, the donkey failed to notice the danger lurking beneath the tall green grass, an old forgotten well partially covered with leaves and wildflowers. Before he knew what was happening, the ground gave way under his weight, and with a cry of surprise, he fell into the dark, narrow pit. Fortunately, the well was not deep enough to cause him serious injury, but it was too narrow for him to easily escape. Inside the well, the donkey desperately tried to climb the slippery walls, but all his attempts proved in vain. Fatigue and despair began to set in, and the donkey began to fear that he would never be able to free himself. However, his hope was revived when he heard footsteps approaching the well. He was a boy known in the village for his mischievous and rebellious behavior. The donkey, seeing the face of the young man curiously looking at the edge of the well, believed that he had come to help him. But instead of looking for help, the boy ran to call his friends, and soon a group of boys gathered around the well. Some hesitated, but pressure from the leader of the group, a cunning and heartless boy, pushed them to join in a cruel game. They began to throw earth and stones in an attempt to bury the donkey alive. But with each handful of earth that fell into the well, the donkey found new determination. Instead of allowing himself to be overwhelmed, he trampled the accumulated earth, using it as a makeshift ladder. With each layer of dirt, he rose a little higher, growing in strength and determination. The boys, too absorbed in their cruel game, did not notice that the donkey was slowly going back to freedom. After a long and tiring effort, the donkey managed to reach the edge of the well, and with a powerful leap, freed himself from his earthen prison. The boys, surprised and frightened, scattered in panic when the donkey, once outside, began chasing them across the fields. The scene ended with one boy in particular, the leader, returning home with a visible tear in his pants, a permanent reminder of the lesson learned that day. This touching story of the donkey in the well teaches us fundamental lessons that can be applied not only in times of crisis, but in all aspects of our daily lives. Each element of the story symbolizes a profound truth about human behavior and our ability to face and overcome adversity. The resilience shown by the donkey teaches us that, in difficult times, even the most insurmountable obstacles can be transformed into opportunities. Just as the donkey used the earth thrown into the well to rise to freedom, we too can use the challenges that life offers us as steps to climb higher. This implies a change of perspective. Instead of seeing an obstacle as an insurmountable blockage, we can see it as a step towards new personal development. She invites us to ask ourselves, how can I take advantage of this difficult situation to grow? The story also reminds us of the consequences of malevolence. The boy's behavior, motivated by a desire to taunt and overpower the donkey, ultimately backfired. This highlights a universal moral principle. Actions motivated by malice or a lack of empathy often lead to negative outcomes. Instead, acting with compassion and consideration can build bridges, heal wounds, and strengthen our communities. We must always think about the long-term consequences of our actions and choose the path that promotes positivity and mutual understanding. Finally, the moral courage to resist group pressure and choose to do what is right, even when it is difficult, is perhaps the most crucial lesson of all. The boy Demetrio, who succumbed to the pressure for fear of being excluded or ridiculed, represents a powerful warning. It challenges us to evaluate our choices and act according to our principles, rather than blindly following the group. This type of courage is not only the ability to say no to others, but also the strength to say yes to our deepest values. These lessons enrich us, challenging us to reflect on ourselves and our interactions with others. The story of the little donkey is not just a children's story. It is a powerful reminder of the human capacity for growth, healing, and transformation. We can take these lessons and apply them every day, making choices that reflect not only what is easy, but also what is right and good. By listening and learning from these stories, we can hope to become not only survivors, but also agents of change in our world. I invite each of you to carry these lessons in your heart and think about how they can be applied in your life. Discuss it with your friends and family. Share your experiences, and together we can build a more resilient, compassionate, and courageous community.